Most women do exactly what Bonnie does. I don't see you any different than most women. And I'm not saying that in a degradation way.
Most women don't sleep with 1,057 men in a day.
1,000? Does it fucking matter?
I think it does.
I don't really think it does.
So
it's all disgusting to me.
Now, this is why I think people just like to talk. After everything these two individuals have done with the substantial amount of evidence, people still like to take one side over the other, claiming that one side, even though both sides are both contributing to making the world a terrible place. Welcome to my channel, where the only thing that matters is my opinion.
But when men were in charge of things, women didn't have to worry about what they can do with their life because their father took care of it and then their husband took care of it. But now we live in a brand new world where women can make all of their own decisions. And the path she's chosen, I don't think is any different than most paths women take. I think she's just more honest about it and more upfront about it. If you're going to go to Dubai and meet a girlfriend and you think she hasn't been fucking for money the entire time she was living in Dubai, then you're an idiot. If you're in Miami and you got girls on your boat and you think they're not fucking for money all of the time, now they may not say per hour, but they'll be fucking a guy they barely like to get the rent paid, or they're fucking a guy they barely like because he has a car.
Yeah.
So women are fucking for money all the time anyway. That's all women do now. The entire Western world is women fucking for money.
What the hell is he talking about?
We got everybody always saying that they want the world to be a better place. Let's make the world better. Promote world peace. But yet the things that they do in their own personal lives do not make any sense. They will say the right things to the right people because they want to like the way they talk. They want to sound nice. But when you actually look at what they've done, what they believe in, the values that they actually believe for themselves, you'd be surprised that these people are nothing but a sham or a shadow of who they actually portray themselves to be. Andrew Tate and Bonnie Blue are actually having a therapy session. And if you told me a couple years ago that we're going to have a podcast that will talk about the two different perspectives when it comes to the lives of a pimp and a sex worker, I will tell you that world is probably turning to shits. And that's probably what is happening. We got two people trying to explain why their side or why they have been a victim of the lives that they're in and how they are better people now and they're actually making the world a better place because of what they've done. Confusion.
So how hypocritical would it be for me to sit here and say, Bonnie, who's honest, who monetizes it directly with her own media empire, who's upfront about it and makes money from it, is a worse person than the girl who walks around like she's goody two-shoes and then sucks dick in a Magaluf toilet? Because that's what most girls are doing anyway.
And even though on social media and many YouTube videos, people are actually saying that Andrew Tate schooled Bonnie Blue, is quite funny because Andrew Tate is the same person that causes Bonnie Blue to exist in the first place. You shame the person that you use to make money from the same victim, which are men that buy into this propaganda or this type of content in the first place. So let's analyze this for a second.
And here we go.
Bonnie Blue is a sex worker who has slept with over 1,000 men, and she is a feminist leader or somebody that likes to promote women to do whatever they want with their bodies. Andrew Tate is a retired pimp, now motivational speaker. He has owned and organized the Pimp Academy, defrauding so many men of so many types of things and lying to men thinking that they can be just like him and get away with so many bad things that they've done in the past because they have influence and they have money. The pendulum just keeps swinging from one side to the other, never creating a solution, never making things better, but one side just likes to feel better, and it is a war that will never end.
You lost your mind? Go! You disgust me! Go!
One woman sleeps with a lot of men. Another man sleeps with a lot of women. Gets multiple women pregnant, not married to any one of them, and yet promotes that he's not doing the same thing or complaining about the same thing that he is propagating from his own personal life. Because whether you like it or not, as long as someone like Andrew Tate is in the spotlight, there are boys that want to be just like him. They may not know yet that this is a terrible lifestyle to live until they've already done the damage to their own life, at that point it's never too late to turn back, but the damage is still done. It won't change that there are gonna be effects and impacts that come from that. So at the end of the day, why do we even listen to these two people? Because they are exactly the same, just that their impact and their audience is different because their genders are different. Andrew Tate is probably the epitome of what a man can be that is a fraud. And Bonnie Blue is the exact same for a woman that doesn't have self-value. There is no difference. One gender will always affect the other. And if a man is a fraud and likes to live the type of lifestyle that he likes to live, like Andrew Tate, Bonnie Blue is the type of woman that you're gonna get. And if a woman like Bonnie Blue tends to live that type of lifestyle, and a lot of women incorporate that into their lives, men like Andrew Tate are who you're gonna get. So this notion that one side is primarily the cause of these things is not true.
If I was a misogynist, I would believe this is the final end result of feminism, and the end times are here, and that nobody's going to have kids anymore, and that the idea of a beautiful marriage between a man and a woman is now completely gone. I mean, if I was a disgusting misogynist, but since they keep
But you don't have one beautiful marriage, do you?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Have you slept with 1,057 women?
At least.
So are you quite similar?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because it's the male's prerogative to impregnate as many females as possible.
Both sides are responsible. Now, men can take the hit for that because everything is a man's fault and we are the cause of everything. But in a way, both genders have a certain degree of influence over the other. We cannot say that men are not influenced by women, because we are, based on what we do every day simply to go get women. And vice versa for what women do simply to attract a man. So enough with all the wars, enough with all the backlash and the back and forth and the arguments that probably would never seem to end, because Andrew Tate has been saying the same thing since he became famous. Bonnie Blue has been saying the same thing since she became viral. But yet none of them have made society better, if y'all have noticed. They've all made society worse because people just like to talk without actually making things better. This is all a distraction. And it's distracting us from the main problem. People like to satisfy their temporary desires over what is actually going to make them happy in the long run. And what's going to make them happy is having a loving, fulfilling, satisfying relationship, probably with the same opposite gender that they hate. And if you do not want to have that, leave them alone and find what makes you happy in your own life. But at the end of the day, this is just a man talking because it's just my opinion. But no matter what you've done, no matter how far you've gone, even though people will always judge you for what you do and what you don't do, it is still left to you to make a choice for your life. But if you choose to keep following these people and listening to their advice, especially when their advice leads to nothing profitable because they are not even living the examples that they claim to be giving, you might probably just end up a shadow of the type of person that you actually want to be. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.